Welcome to Innovaticalls. I am Professor Nikki Shiaghi from RMIT University in Melbourne, Australia. This channel is all about supporting the university student, researcher, and early career professional to thrive in their success and feel fulfilled and satisfied with their academic and professional career. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss any of our episodes. In today's episode, we are going to explore a practical method that can help us manage our emotion, make more realistic decisions, and stay motivated even when things don't go as planned. In our last episode, we talked about the ABCDE model, a very helpful tool to help us explore and transform our unrealistic, irrational, and negative beliefs into the more realistic, rational, and positive beliefs. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend checking it out. I will provide a link to that episode in the description and here on the screen. As we saw, by shifting our beliefs from negative and irrational thought to positive and rational ones, we can better understand what we are experiencing. This method helps us to have a realistic understanding of the situation and help us to have a realistic expectation. It also helps us to react in a way that allows us to overcome challenges and have a better understanding of our emotions and others, leading to more effective communication. Today we will discuss where these unrealistic and irrational beliefs often come from and how we can deal with them. We will learn how to replace extreme emotion and feeling with a less aggressive feeling by addressing the underlying beliefs that cause them. These extreme feelings such as rage, fury, and anger are often called hot feelings. On the other hand, less aggressive feelings such as sadness, regret, and concern are called cool feelings. So let's talk about the unrealistic belief. Where do they come from? Often our hot feeling, intense emotion like anger, rage, or extreme sadness are rooted in unrealistic or irrational beliefs. These beliefs are often influenced by past experience, societal expectation, and our own fears and insecurities. For example, we might hold the belief like, I must always be perfect in everything I do. People must like me all the time or I am not worthy. If something goes wrong, it means I am a failure. These type of beliefs are absolute musts or shoulds that we place on ourselves or others. We expect things to go in a certain way, and when they don't, we feel intense emotion like a frustration or anger. This belief can lead to a hot feeling and make everything seem much worse than it really is. So let's discuss how we can change hot feelings to the cool feeling. Once we understand that our hot feelings are often caused by unrealistic beliefs, we can begin to work on changing them to more manageable emotions. Cool feeling, like a mild frustration, disappointment, or concern, are less intense and give us more control over how we react to situation. For example, instead of thinking, I must be perfect in everything I do, you could reframe it as, it would be nice to do my best, but I don't need to be perfect to be valuable. Cool feeling allow us to think more clearly and react in a more balanced way, helping us avoid impulsive or unhealthy reaction. Think of it like this. Hot feelings are like a very hot cup of tea. If you drink it right away, it could burn you. But if you add some cool water or milk in it, you can safely enjoy the tea. Similarly, when we experience hot emotion like anger or rage, we can cool them down by replacing them with more manageable feeling like a disappointment or concern. A big reason for hot feeling is having unrealistic expectation of ourselves or others. These are called major must and absolute shoulds, things we expect to happen, but they are often unrealistic. Example of the major must: I must always get a perfect score on tests to feel good about myself. Everyone must like me or I will feel bad. The world must make sure nothing bad happens to me. Example of absolute shoulds: I absolutely shouldn't gain weight or feel bad about myself. You should make me the leader of the thing so I can feel important. My family should make sure I am always happy and successful. These beliefs create pressure on ourselves and others. And when these must and shoulds are not met, we often feel frustrated, angry, or disappointed. But if we shift these beliefs or more realistic thought like, it would be nice if I always did well, or it would be great if everyone liked me, but it's okay if they don't. We can manage our emotion better and feel more at peace. Sometimes unrealistic expectations lead to thinking errors, wrong thoughts that make us feel worse. Those type of thoughts often fuel hot feelings. But the good news is that we can correct these thinking errors to feel better. Here are the 5 common thinking errors and how to correct them. This is awful. Instead of the thinking something is terrible and hopeless, try saying, this is tough, but I can handle it. I can't stand it. Instead of thinking you can't handle a situation, remind yourself that you have dealt with the tough things before and you can do it again. I can't do anything right and anyone is against me. Do not criticize yourself too much or blame others. Instead of the thinking, I messed everything up, try, I made a mistake, but I can learn from it. I'm worthless. Instead of thinking, you are no good, remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes. But you have many good qualities. You are valuable and you deserve to feel good. Avoid thinking in extreme, like everyone always ignore me or things will never get better. Instead, remember, things can change and people are not always against you. By correcting these extreme thoughts, you can feel less upset and more hopeful. Instead of letting your emotion control you, you can take charge of how you respond. Our body can also show us how we are feeling. For example, when we are angry, our heart rate increases, our hand might shake, and we might breathe faster. By paying attention to this physical sensation, we can better understand how we are feeling and take a step to manage our emotion. Sometimes, expressing our feeling can make us feel worse. For instance, expressing anger can often escalate our feeling. Instead of focusing on the emotion themselves, try focusing on how your body feels. Once you recognize that your body is tense or anxious, you can use that as a cue to calm yourself. Whether that means taking a deep breath or going for a walk or just taking a break to relax. Now, let's see how this all applies in a real life. I wanted to share the story of Natasha, a university student who faced a setback and used this method to turn her experience around. Natasha had worked really hard on her scholarship application. She balanced her study, extracurricular activity, and volunteer work, and everyone around her believed that she had a great chance of getting it. But when the email came, it wasn't the news she was hoping for. The scholarship had been denied. Natasha felt devastated. She thought, this is terrible. I can't try again. I will never succeed. As Natasha started processing the rejection, she became overwhelmed by hot feelings. She felt shame and anger. She wondered what her family and friends would think. I have let them down, she thought. They must be so disappointed in me. I can't believe I failed. Her mind raced into even more extreme thought. I am worthless. I don't do enough. I will never succeed at anything. She could feel her body tense up, her heart raced, her hand shook, and felt exhausted. At this point, Natasha remembers something her supervisor, Dr. Katy, told her. Strong emotion like anger and sadness could make everything feel worse. In her extreme disappointment, Natasha thought about her supervisor, Dr. Katy. May she could help her to make a better decision in this situation. So she decided to reach out to Dr. Katy for help. When they spoke, Dr. Katy listened to Natasha's feeling and acknowledged how tough the situation was. But Dr. Katy also pointed out something important. Natasha's thoughts were consumed with a hot feeling, and they were making everything seem worse than it was. Natasha, Dr. Katy said kindly, you are focusing on hot thought. These intense emotions like anger and shame. These thoughts make everything seem much worse than it really is. Let's try something different. Dr. Katy explained the difference between the hot and cool thoughts. Instead of thinking, this is awful or I am a failure, Dr. Katy encouraged Natasha to replace those thoughts with something more balanced like, this is disappointing, but it is not the end of the world. I have faced challenges before and I can get through this too. Dr. Katy helped Natasha understand that by shifting her perspective, she could cool down her intense emotion and approach the situation more rationally. Natasha started replacing hot thought with a cool one. She stopped thinking that the rejection meant she was a failure and instead thought, this didn't work out, but I can learn from this experience and keep trying. Natasha took Dr. Katy's advice to heart. Over the next few days, she allowed herself to feel sad but made sure not to let those feelings overwhelm her. Instead of thinking, I will never succeed, she asked herself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve for the next opportunity? By focusing on cool feeling like a disappointment and concern instead of the hot feeling like a rage and shame, Natasha was able to think more clearly and take action. She also paid attention to how her body was reacting and realized that her tension and stress could be eased by talking, walks, and giving herself a break. And the story doesn't end there. Thanks to her ability to manage her emotion and use cool thought, Natasha soon applied for another scholarship and this time she succeeded. Today, Natasha works at one of the most prestigious research centers in her field, and she credits her emotional management for helping her navigate through the tough times. I hope you find today's episode helpful. It is so important to understand how to manage our emotion and turn hot feeling into cool feeling so we can make better decisions, communicate more effectively, and navigate through the life's challenges. If you find this episode helpful, please make sure to share it with your friends, colleagues, or family members who may benefit from it. We are a community of friends, university professors, researchers, students, and professionals, all wishing to support one another so we can all thrive together on this journey. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and hit bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming episodes. Take care and we will see you next time on Innovaticalls.